imagine that you are in a school and your entire classroom is getting summoned to another world to become heroes. That happens only in anime and can either be, a whole classroom or maybe a few members from a class to get isekai to another world for a brand new adventure. This is not an easy topic to cover from the lack of anime, but hopefully the following anime series will be enough. This video will cover 10 classroom isekai anime with an overpowered protagonist. If you're new around here, then please make sure that you're subscribed to the channel with the notification bell icon turned on to stay up to date with the latest anime news and recommendations right at your doorstep. Now, without keeping you all waiting, let us begin with the video. I think it is about time we start our classroom isekai adventure with a series by the name of So I'm a Spider, So What? It features an entire classroom getting sent to another world, either in the form of a human or even a creature of some sort. The protagonist is a female, and in her previous life, she was a shonen otaku who pretty much liked playing video games, but now she's reborn as, well, a spider. A low-level monster mob who can't seem to do much, but of course, that is just the mere beginning of her new journey. Now she's fighting for survival in the dungeons, killing other monsters to level up her stats and get stronger while obtaining skills. She gained remarkable mental strength to fight for survival in the chance of uniting with her friends once again. Astra Lost in Space. Now this here is a very unique, underrated space adventure series of a group of high schoolers who are about to go on a little space camping trip, which sounds pretty cool to visit. All the characters have, a fun personality with each of their strengths and weaknesses, but upon arriving on their camp, a strange sort of black orb sucked them all in, which actually sent them to what seemed to be a different world or universe, but the truth is, they were thousands of light years away from home in, planets completely unknown to them.
今現在この船は5012光年離れた宇宙にいる。5012光年?
Their shuttle doesn't really work any longer and they need to fix it and survive somehow. That means, having trust of other members that they don't know much about. And here's the catch. One of the crewmates is in fact a traitor. Now this here is probably one of the best classroom-based isekai series where everyone but the protagonist is useful at the very start, but Nagumo turned out to be, unfortunately, the weakest. Essentially, this is some sort of a betrayal and revenge series since Nagumo was betrayed and was thrown off to the bottom dungeon levels against, dangerous monsters on his own to pretty much survive. Upon feasting on monster flesh, it turned him into a more badass being with power. This is a story of how Nagumo goes from being commonplace to the world's strongest being there ever existed. Tenrai! When you think about classroom isekai, you'd probably, most likely the Fruit of Evolution comes to mind, I'm not gonna lie, where the entire class was summoned to another world to train and become heroes to defeat the Great Demon Lord. All, however, but the protagonist was sent to the castle. Meanwhile, Seichi, he was lost in the forest on his own until he found a strange fruit which granted him so much power upon, defeating just a few mere mobs. He leveled up so fast and he even beat high-level bosses, which gave him rare items to surpass every one of his classmates. He has his very own harem as as well. A cool adventure of exploring the lands of this world and also the hopes of finding his classmates after being separated from them. It's not really the best anime in terms of animation or visuals, but it is still very entertaining enough to keep you watching.
レベル700以上カイザーコングってクレバーモンキーのトップだよなやっぱり敵討ちか
安心していい私以外誰にも邪魔させない
いやそういう問題じゃ
大丈夫すぐ終わる
待っうわなんつう威力だ
Now just imagine that you were summoned to another world before and you were a great hero who saved the kingdom from danger and returned to your original boring world and school life. Yeah, that's not really a good time, is it? But what if you get summoned to the same world once again, this time with your entire class to become heroes? Oh, this anime here is called Summoned to Another World again. A brand new anime currently airing right now for the spring season of 2023, and it is exactly as the title explains. The protagonist is once again back to the other world, prior to saving it once again before, as he's a legendary hero, yet his classmates don't even know about it. It's a pretty cool idea to see a character summoned for the second time, as I'm not really sure I've watched any other similar isekai before, but for whatever the case, so far the anime is so promising to become something great.
Yuki-kun? あれ、今私
いいから逃げるぞほら
ちょっとユキ君
日本には高校生とは思えない卓越した能力を持ち世界に名を轟かせる7人の少年少女がいた人々は能力への敬意と畏怖を込め彼らを超人高校生と呼ぶ
Seven to be exact, high school prodigies died in a plane crash and were sent to another world, each to have their own unique aspect of their field as they use their knowledge and power to help pay back the village for their hospitality until they find a way back home. A lot of isekai these days tend to be pretty much having the same concept, which is overpowered protagonist in another world who save people. But trust me, it never gets old for the fans as everyone just loves that stuff. This anime tells the story of these prodigies as they adventure in a fantasy world where they solve problems for others who need help. It's simple and fun with a bunch of characters in which you may like some of them.
秩序に寄生する害虫が命が惜しければさっさと消え失せろ箱崎さん何が
Next up on the list we have is a pretty low budget looking series of 4 high schoolers getting isekai'd into a game-like world in an anime by the name of I'm Standing on 1 Million Lives. Here's the catch, none of them are overpowered. In fact, they all have classes that may seem good, but they don't really know how to use it to its full extent, at least at the very start of the show, because it does have 2 seasons in total. The characters can't actually return to the original world, that is if they complete their tasks given or missions by the game master. However, failing or getting a game over results in them actually being goners, meaning they will die in game and in reality, which is not what they really want.
俺が死んだら終わる箱崎さんの復活まで30秒進藤さん聞こえてるか先に村目指します
Like I said, however, visually it's not really impressive or mind-blowing, but it's sustainable enough that it keeps you entertained for more across its 2 seasons of, funny bits and action as you watch the characters fail and try again on some pretty intense missions. Now, if you require, let's say, a more realistic viewpoint within an isekai series of a group of high schoolers getting sent to an RPG-like world, then you have to check out Haitugensu no Grimgar. This is, like I said, probably the only realistic Isekai series where all the characters are equal in terms of skill and power, meaning no one in the entire show is strong but are weak. The anime promotes teamwork so heavily, but working together is key to survival, but going in on your own to even take down one single monster is a very big risk. You guys know how goblins are portrayed as weak enemies in other isekai? Well, in this one here, they are powerful monsters, even in a single unit, and this tells you how insane things can get if the characters do not work together.
簡単じゃないんだよな。
Danganronpa is a video game adaptation and is very equivalent to a high-stakes survival death game series featuring a group of teenagers sent to another world, or more like an unknown territory. Turns out they were actually abducted by a very unique character of a bear named Monokuma, the mastermind of the games, and as he sets the rules, all the characters must work together to find the traitor or killer among the rest. Each time they guess the traitor correctly, the traitor is then next chosen at random. Basically, everyone must do their job or role given to them, and they will have very much no choice, or they will be executed. I'm telling you all, however, Danganronpa is a very thrilling experience, one that many don't know about, and it's all worth it in my opinion.
どけよプランクトン。
転がされてみてえだな。
ちょっと待って、今僕たちが喧嘩してどうなんだ。は
あ、今綺麗事言ったな。そいつは説教か？俺に教えを解くっつうのか？
そんなつもりじゃ。
Thank you so much for making it to the end of the video, and you just witnessed 10 classroom isekai anime with an overpowered protagonist. If I've managed to leave any anime in particular that I thought would be a great show on this, then please let me know in the comment section down below, as I'd love to hear your very new opinion, or just comment down below what you thought about the video in general, as I'd always appreciate your feedback. So please enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll be seeing you all in the next one.